One of the problems of human life is that our ability to perceive reality accurately is quite poor. Let's use an example that you've probably seen before, the Monty Hall Problem. If you're bored of me, just do a search on the Monty Hall Problem. There are dozens of videos on it. In case you're younger than me, which you probably are, Monty Hall was the host of a game show called Let's Make a Deal. He'd take people out of the audience and offer them various mystery packages and let them choose between them. In one of the most common scenarios, he'd offer the person a choice between door number 1, door number 2, or door number 3. There was a good prize, like a car, behind one of them, and there were duds behind the other 2. Now, let's imagine for this whole example, you choose door number 1. Well, then what he would do is he would show you the dud behind one of the doors that you didn't choose, let's say number 2. Then he'd offer you the chance to trade the one you picked, door number 1, and take door number 3 instead, one of the ones that you didn't pick. And the whole point of the Monty Hall Problem is the question, should you switch? Should you give up the door you chose for the other remaining door? So what do you think? Stay, switch, or doesn't matter? Da, da, da. Don't sing the Jeopardy theme. It's probably copyrighted. Da, da, da. Okay. So some people say stay because they think they're psychic and they probably picked right. Whatever. We'll ignore them. Though sticking with a choice that you've made is another of these cognitive distortions that maybe I'll talk about in another video. We have a bias to stick with these decisions. The most common answer that people give to this problem is that it doesn't matter. The odds are 1 out of 3 for all of the choices. So door number 1 or door number 3 doesn't make a difference. That's the answer I've seen mathematicians and statisticians give at parties and swear they're right. But they're not. The correct answer is you can double your odds of winning. All you have to do is switch. You try telling that to people at a party who haven't been led through the problem, and you will send them into a rage. Try it sometime. Let me show you why I'm right. You start with 3 equal choices. So the odds are 1 in 3, 1 in 3, 1 in 3. Now you pick door number 1. So the odds of winning are 1 in 3. The odds of losing are 2 in 3. Right? So there are 2 possible outcomes for your choice. It's the good prize, which is a 1 in 3 chance, and a dud, a 2 in 3 chance. Now for the ones you didn't choose, there are 3 possible outcomes. They might both be duds because you picked right. It could be that number 2 is a dud because number 3 is the right answer. And it could be that number 3 is a dud because number 2 is the right answer. Now, part of the idea here is that Monty Hall offers the person the option to choose, and he knows where the real prize is. That's critical. If he doesn't know, it makes no difference whether you stay or switch. If he does know, it changes the odds. This sounds like it's some kind of Schrodinger's cat thing. It's not. It matters because of what he does next. Now, if he reveals the prize behind one of the doors that you didn't pick, the game's over. Are you going to stick with your dud, which must be a dud because the prize was just revealed, or you take the other dud? Well, that's pointless. That's bad television. So when he reveals one of the other unpicked doors, he has to reveal a dud. If you picked right, he knows that. He knows what you've picked, so he can show you either door number 2 or door number 3. But if the prize is behind door number 2, he will obviously show you what's behind door number 3. And if the prize is behind number 3, he'll show you number 2. By revealing that something you didn't pick was a dud, he did not give you any new information. You already knew there was a dud over there. But he didn't change the odds either. The odds were 2 and 3 that you did not pick the winner and that was over there somewhere. And those are still the odds. So the odds are 2 in 3 that the winner is something you didn't pick. And now there's only one door over there. So the odds are 2 in 3 that that door has the prize behind it. You double your odds of winning by switching your choice. Now on the show, Monty would sometimes offer people money to switch, $100, $200, $500. He was offering them money to increase their odds of winning, but they often wouldn't go for it. They believed in their choice, and they missed what most people who first see this problem miss, that the odds increase if you switch. If you're new to the problem, I probably still haven't convinced you, so try it with a deck of cards with somebody. A king and 2 4s, or whatever. Lay them out so that you know where the king is. Have the person pick, but don't turn the cards over. Show them one of the 4s that they didn't pick, then invite them to switch, and then record what happens. How often do they win when they stay? How often do they win when they switch? You'll prove it to yourself. And once you're convinced, ask yourself a second question. Who the hell cares? Well, if something that basic happens in the very simple kinds of decisions you'd face on Let's Make a Deal, how easy would it be for cognitive biases to impair your decisions in the real world? You think of yourself as a fairly rational decision maker. I can almost guarantee you're not. You make suboptimal decisions all the time. Psychology tries to identify a lot of these kinds of distortions and when they operate. And in blog posts to come, I'll show you some of the ones we know about.